Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you're enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 5. We are learning unit 6. Its title is Importance of Female Education. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, before this in English for grade 4, we have already learnt about object pronouns. I hope you remember. If not, you may watch this video lecture again. And today we are going to learn further to illustrate the use of pronouns learnt earlier and use reflexive pronouns. Myself, yourself or yourselves, himself, herself, ourselves, themselves and itself. These are our today's SLOs. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran Surah An-Nisa verse 158. Rather Allah raised him to himself, and ever is Allah exalted in might and wise. Yes, my dear children, what this beautiful verse is telling us. This beautiful verse is telling us about Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Beta, we should learn about prophets, and we know the birth of Prophet Isa alayhi salam was a miracle. Likewise, his death was. And Allah is telling us Allah raised him to himself, means Allah picked him to himself. So how Allah can do anything, because Allah is all might, Allah is all wise. Right? So better we should know these facts, and we should try to find the stories of prophets, inshallah. So here I want you to think about this word, himself. This word is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And inshallah we are going to learn further about these pronouns. But first you tell me, what are pronouns and what are personal pronouns? These we have already studied in grade 4. So pause the video, answer these questions and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you could recall, and you know, this is very easy for you now. What are pronouns? Pronouns are those words that take the place of a noun. And what is a noun? Everything around us has a name, and that is called noun. So when we replace a noun with the word, that is called pronoun. And what are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are used to replace people, places or things to make sentences shorter and clearer. Means instead of, for example, if we have used name of a person and we are writing about that person, how do we use pronouns? Instead of writing that name again and again, we start using pronoun for that. We replace that name. This is called personal pronoun, right? So how do we use a reflexive pronoun then? Reflexive pronoun are the pronouns which refer back to personal pronoun in a sentence, and in which case where the personal pronoun is a subject. When a personal pronoun is a subject and we replace it with a noun that is reflexive, like we refer it back. In a sentence, we refer it back. How do we do it? Reflexive pronouns are words like myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves or yourself as well, and themselves. And they refer back to person or thing, and we often use, now this is important, we often use reflexive pronouns where? When the subject and object of a verb are same. When we are referring it back, means the subject is personal pronoun and it is referring back to object. Object is same. The subject is a personal pronoun and that subject is object of the sentence as well. So what will be the sentence formation then? Let's see. Here it is. I was in a hurry. Now we know I is a personal pronoun and I is subject of this sentence. Now how it's going to be object? So I washed the car myself. Right? So subject is I and it's the object of the sentence as well. I washed the car myself. So this I is converted into myself as a reflexive pronoun, and this myself is referring to pronoun I. Do you understand? So this should be in agreement. If the pronoun over here is you, then it will be, the reflexive pronoun will be yourself. Like here, you are going to drive the car yourself. Okay, means nobody is there to drive for you. You will do it yourself. Okay, so it's the pronoun and it's reflexive pronoun, right? The next example is, he wanted to help mother, so he baked a cake himself. He, himself, right? And if here it's she wanted to help mother, so she baked a cake herself. This is how, according to this personal pronoun, we use a reflexive pronoun, right? Okay, so she does the household chores herself. Again, because pronoun is she, so reflexive pronoun is herself. Simple, right? Okay, let's see what does your book says about it. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject of a sentence is the same person as to object. Means subject is the same as the object. Subject and object are same. For example, this is a sentence, she bought a red dress herself. She, the reflexive pronoun herself refers back to she, the way I just explained to you. So there are, how do we do it? This is a table to make it easy for you. First person singular is I. So I pronoun is definitely, when we are going to use a reflexive pronoun, we will use myself. And if the pronoun is we will use ourselves. You, if it is singular, one person, as second person is singular, it will be yourself, and if it is plural, it will be yourselves. He, himself, she, herself, it, itself, and for third person plural, it's they and themselves. Are you clear? So these are all the reflexive pronoun according to person, right? So this table is there in your book. Are you clear? Can you use it by yourself? Okay, so let's see the elaboration through these sentences. So pause the video, read these sentences, make a connection between pronoun and reflexive pronoun, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? The concept is absolutely clear to you. Okay, let's check it through an activity. And what the activity is that sentence correct? Your teacher will divide class in groups and teacher will make a bunch of sentences. Okay, and what is the trick here? Some of which are correct and other will be incorrect. Students have to choose the incorrect ones and change the errors in them. Okay, so you have to correct the spelling. So teacher, you are going to be smart, make it a tricky game, and every student will participate in group. Okay, so pause the video, enjoy this beautiful activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. So it's time for your homework. You will write a paragraph consisting on 5 to 6 sentences using reflexive pronouns. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide printed worksheet to students for practice. And my dear students, what you are going to do? You are going to complete these sentences. You are going to fill in the blanks by using correct reflexive pronoun. So in this way, what we have learned today, we learned that pronouns are those words that take the place of a noun, and we learned that reflexive pronouns are the pronouns which refer back to personal pronoun in a sentence. Reflexive pronouns are words like myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. So in this way, we achieved our SLOs to illustrate the use of pronouns learned earlier and used reflexive pronouns myself, yourself or yourselves, himself, herself, ourselves, themselves and itself. Are we done with it? Yes. And we thoroughly enjoyed doing it. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning, keep practicing, take very good care of yourself and the people around you. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.